Ja, Leute, da bin ich schon wieder. Willkommen zu Sneak Peek Dezember Teil 2. Und wir starten gleich mal das neue Spiel.
The infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Jo, das war mal ein Intro in Buchform. Mal sehen, wie es weitergeht.
Watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone." "My mother died for this book!" "I promised her I'd protect you." "Ah, damn it." The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him.
So, wir sind wie heißt er? Reynardo. So. Und müssen Peter verfolgen. Das hat schon einen stylischen Eindruck hinterlassen bei mir. Naja, hier oben gibt es nichts zu suchen, gehen wir runter. Hat schon einen außergewöhnlichen Grafikstil.
The two Ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The Ravens cawed and rushed at him.
Für den Imperator, sagen die Raben. Alles klar, komm dann. Geht auch ganz easy. Habt ihr das gesehen? Super Konter. Ich hoffe, es kommen mehr Knöpfe dazu, außer nur Angriffe Viereck. So Batman-like.
A dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
Aber so komplex ist das Spiel anscheinend nicht. Aber sieht auf jeden Fall interessant an. Okay, wir können die Gegner aufwerfen. Und tschüss! Ja, das ist doch nice.
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. "Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels, or I'm gonna steal your ship." "I'm not taking that damn book anywhere, and neither are you." "Try and stop me," laughed the kid. "I bet you don't even have a hero sword." And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Reynardo going to get a hero sword?
Ja, suchen wir mal das Schwert. Aber schon lustig mit dieser Erzählerstimme ganze Zeit.
Ore and wind essence? sounds about right. Perfect.
Ah, jetzt können wir das Schwert anscheinend schmieden. Geil.
A hero sword. QED.
Okay, das Heldenschwert ist anscheinend nur so ein normales Schwert, würde ich mal sagen. Und wie ihr hier sehen könnt, Feuersturm ist viel besser. Sowie die Klinge der Leere und Winterdorn. Was haben wir hier? Nichts.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook and she'd laughed at Renado's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
Also bis jetzt kann ich nur schlagen. Ich kann weder springen noch irgendwas anderes.
He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him.
How'd you get across?
He asked the kid.
Where'd you find a hook? I hopped.
Said the kid. Wise-ass kid.
Hey, look out behind you.
Q, said Renato. Oh, ravens. It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. How had he done it? Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
Okay, Altare sind da, um neue Fähigkeiten zu erlernen. Ja, die Hakenfähigkeit.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Ja, so haben wir eine neue Fähigkeit. Das können wir nicht nur schlagen, sondern auch uns mit den Haken fortbewegen. Und eventuell auch Gegner an uns heranziehen.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kessel run in 12 furlongs. Oh, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush.
Stop! He shouted. I'm not giving you the book!
Shouted the kid, and took off.
No! Peter!
The kid ran for it. And a goggler nailed him with its ivy.
Oh, da hat Peter erwischt, oder was? Ja, haben wir den Glotzer erledigt. Jetzt gucken wir mal nach Peter.
Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it, why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renato picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Der arme Peter, der kommt nicht mehr vor.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? War was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. Where are you running, rebel? Cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults.
Just going out for milk?
Renato yelled back. Where can you run? Laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind it, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. Take us to the rebel base, and we'll spare your life! It called. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven. A sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper. The legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper.
Ah, wir können jetzt hier was auswählen. Das ist doch mal nice. Wir machen mal den Sky Ripper.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it. As he set foot on the isle, Renato could not help but feel a tinge of guilt. He'd left Lapino behind. He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
Ja, endlich hat er mal die Schnauze gehalten, der Gute. Und wir haben schon Feuerextrakt und Windextrakte gefunden. Können wir eventuell eine neue Waffe gleich schmieden. Na, ist hier noch eine Kiste? Ja. War nur Erz drin.
If I craft a sword now, it's going to be really short.
Ah, okay. 3 Slots haben wir für die Juwelen. Ah, wir haben noch gar kein Juwel gefunden. Schade. Ja gut. Ah, okay, die Klinge der Leere steigert die Bewegung und Angriffsgeschwindigkeit. Aber unser Heldenschwert erlaubt es auch uns selbst zu heilen. Das machen wir mal. Wie? Ich will Stufe 2? Kann man nicht Stufe 2 upgraden? Schade. Geht doch nicht. Aber da steht doch... Ja gut, vielleicht sind wir noch zu schwach dafür. Laufen wir weiter.
Who needed bridges anyway?
Okay, hier ist aber gar nichts. Ha! Okay, das war ein Secret. Wir können jetzt... Ne, können wir nicht. Verdammt! Ah, da brauchen wir noch 13 Erz für.
It was good to practice your moves, thought Renato. Keeps you limber.
So, die Glotze mal halbiert. Fahren wir hier mal.
Say goodnight, Gracie, said Renato, wondering who Gracie was. The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legends say. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one.
Ah, okay. Hier kann man anscheinend nur die Früchte sammeln, aber wir haben ja noch kein Leben
He
verloren.
wasn't that good. Yet.
Kein Punkt. Also erstmal weiter metzeln. Ah, hier brauchen wir das Eisschwert anscheinend. Ei, da habe ich nicht aufgepasst. Kampfbericht, yay. Sind wir jetzt in Level 2 oder was stand da? Ja, Klinge der Leere brauchen wir da vorne.
Sometimes, at home, he'd wave his sword around for hours.
Oh oh. Ja, wir müssen auf den Strahl aufpassen, weil der hat mich für eine Sekunde getroffen und schon 30 HP verloren.
Everybody knew you shouldn't trust a raven further than you could throw it. But did vertical drop count?
Ja, das war jetzt Level Up. Geil. Wir gucken mal hier.
Ah, a puzzle. Renato loved puzzles. Except when he couldn't figure them out. On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
Ah, Rätsel, okay. Haben wir schon gelöst? Okay, dazu muss ich sagen, ich habe wirklich das Spiel noch nicht gespielt. Es war Glück. Ja, jetzt haben wir den Punkt.
Starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Ah, jetzt können wir sozusagen ausweichen. Da stand auch, das verbraucht Ausdauer, aber die sehe ich leider in dem... Naja.
There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
Komm, machen wir mal.
Renato asked himself why he changed course to confront Zenobia. He'd no idea. Sometimes he would just do things, and he could never figure out why he'd done them. Usually, they worked out. After all, he was a hero.
Ja, wir laufen mal so ein Zickzack. Wir haben schon den einen Freund nicht mitgenommen. Und jetzt suchen wir Zenobia.
Truth is, though, he wanted to see her, wasn't it? It had been a dozen years since Swordfu School. He'd followed every rumor about her, every scrap of news. Not that he still loved her. After all, she was his enemy. No, it was solely because know your enemy. But it would be great to see her. Even if they faced off across sword points, as they'd done so many times at school. The world was a less interesting place without her.
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, was das für ein Ding ist.
ice cube.
Das war leicht. Aber wir brauchen mal langsam Leben.
Ha! Bet you never saw that coming.
Oh, da kommen zwei. Das war knapp.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
Wir brauchen Leben.
Renato wasn't entirely sure how he was going to capture Zenobia. She'd be expecting him. And he didn't have Lapino to cook up a clever plan. Why was it again that he hadn't got the core?
Ach, kein Wunder, wir haben noch nicht genug Erz dafür. Ja, dann können wir noch gar nichts machen. Ah, Level Up hatten wir auch noch keinen.
Kill the rebel!
Caught one, Raven.
Eat the rebel!
Caught another.
Puh.
Back to him. He wondered what he'd remember next.
Aber wir haben keinen Schlag bekommen. Ja, wenigstens etwas Leben.
Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. Where were her guards? Finally, he reached her bedroom. She was curled up on her bed. Oh, he'd forgotten how beautiful she was. How sleek. How soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She vanished. And he suddenly noticed he couldn't move except his mouth. In fact, soon he couldn't keep his mouth shut. He told Zenobia everything. Sky Ripper, the rebellion plans, even where the secret rebel base was, until he was hoarse. It was some kind of truth spell. A talky truth spell. She called her father by Farspeaker Toad, and filled His Majesty in.
But why didn't he get the core?
Croaked the Farspeaker in something like His Majesty's croak. Because I missed you, darling. Renato grinned. He doesn't even know why, frowned Zenobia.
That makes no sense. It's a trap.
Shouted the Emperor.
I'll meet you at the outpost, and I'll bring my interrogators.
If Renato came face to face with the Emperor, maybe he could assassinate him. But maybe it would be smarter and safer to turn Zenobia against her father.
Ja, Leute, hier mache ich einen Break. Wie es weitergeht, findet ihr selber raus. Und zwar ab dem 6. Dezember. Ich bin der Matze und jo, wieder schon reingehauen.